I just have to say, every time I come into this lodge, I just feel a peace. It's so beautifully decorated, and I love being here.
It's warm, it's inviting, it's vibrant, it has life to it.
It's just home.
We consider it the living room of the community.
The lodge is not only beautiful, but we have so many fine activities.
Common ground for everybody.
You know, the lodge is kind of the center of activity around here, and you can be as active or inactive as you want, but there's card games, there's always social dances and that, which are a lot of fun.
If you want to be social, this is the place to be.
We have so many things going on.
The lodge is a good central point for everyone.
I guess I'd have to say we congregate at the lodge.
And what's going on? When we found yoga and Tai Chi, meditation first, I like that, and also flexibility, and also swimming, and all other different activities.
We have our room in here for oil painting.
There's always something to look forward to.
We particularly like the wine and cheese tasting.
Very unscheduled and just a chance to get to know people, and that's been a lot of fun. We've come to barbecues here, we've come to dances with different bands, came to the New Year's Eve party, and I mean, that was just really awesome. Usually we're in bed at 9, and we actually stayed up till midnight this year, which was very fun.
Usually when there's a big Super Bowl game or some basketball playoffs, that surprisingly, some of the women don't always want to watch that, so we go in and we hoard the pool tables and we go in and play pool.
My husband and I both work. I work part-time, and so it's really nice to be able to come here to something that's planned, participate, help a little bit, but not feel like you have to do it all yourself.
And with the new expansion, it's just unbelievable.
We understand they're going to expand the lodge here over the next year or so, and they're going to add about 8,000 square feet to it out the other side of the ballroom.
We are expanding the lodge. They're making the ballroom behind me bigger, adding to the gym. They're adding extra showers, bathrooms.
We're looking forward to that. I think it'll make, it should be a nice improvement. They have a lot of parties here.
All the parties.
Lots of them, tons of them.
Can't say enough about those.
The parties are wonderful. We have cheese and wines, we have the potlucks every month.
We have parties in our homes.
It can happen in a heartbeat. The phone rings, we pick it up, and it's like, do you fancy coming over? Yes, we do. And before we know it, we've got a couple of dozen people, and we'll have our own little party.
Toothaches.
Toothaches. We celebrate the fact that we're healthy and well.
The parties begin with fun and they end with fun, and we're all friends afterwards.
One of our favorite activities is taking advantage of the great dances they have here.
Dance party and...
It's a party.
Have a couple little drinks and dance away.
I always call it date night. Every time we have a dance here, it's like we're getting all dressed up and we're going out on a date. And I think that's just really wild.
And then, of course, the social committee does do parties at the lodge. We do those on a regular basis, and we'll very often put a theme to it. It could be black and white theme, Western night.
Sometimes it starts right at the front door.
We had a beach party.
Lights when we walked in. We had palm trees sitting here.
We ate very, very well. Jenna Moff put on an incredible spread for us.
They had a buffet with all these poo-poos, and I had no idea that poo-poo could be anything else but what my dog did.
The music and the entertainment was just great. We danced and danced and danced.
We were dancing, we had a little competition. We have some people that actually lived in Hawaii.
I happened to win the hula contest.
I don't know how to describe it, but fun.
We have a lot of fun nights, but that was a very fun night.
You're never too old to rock and roll.
It's unlimited in terms of what we can do at Jubilee as far as social events.
What's some of the things you have planned?
A Halloween party and Valentine's party. They even have a prom.
We've had plays.
The Best of Broadway,
The magician show.
St. Patrick's Day, any major holiday, we have a big event with, some kind of a theme.
Christmas party, Santa Claus comes, all kinds of parties going on. Every month they have dances.
We like to do the rock and roll, we like to do ballroom dancing, we like to do line dancing. So we create a little of each.
That was the big draw for us, the fact that we would have a lodge where we could get together and dance and have fun with people our age.
And the more dances we have, the better people are at getting up and getting involved.
I like the activities. activities here. The lodge is a favorite place to go.
Exercise classes, book club, RV club, any interest that you have, we have an opportunity to do that with other people at Jubilee. There's no other place that we know of that we have those kind of opportunities.
For lodge is almost like being on a cruise. There is something there for everyone.
We have a wine and cheese party the first Friday of every month.
Wonderful wine and cheese
right.
parties. And you know what? It's more than just the wine and cheese. It's the getting together with your neighbors.
It's like who can get there first, 6 o'clock, we're almost all there and nobody waits, I'll tell you. When they say 6 o'clock, we're usually there by 5:30 and 5:45, the place is packed.
And it's strictly a walk around, visit, mingle with the people.
Oh, 2 or 3 times a year, then the Jubilette, which is the tap dance group, gets to perform at the Wine and Cheese, and we're having one of those events tonight.
Living in Jubilee is like having a big extended family.
You can be as busy as you want, or you can just sit in your house and do nothing.
When I told my daughter that we were moving to Jubilee in Lacey, she is a Spanish major, and she said, well, Mom, Jubilee in Spanish means to retire. And even though we're not retired yet, we are retiring soon, and it couldn't be more perfect.
You just sell
Right.
Jubilee without even trying.
Well, we moved from about a 3,000 square foot home. She didn't want to clean 5 toilets anymore. That's the deal. She cleans the toilets, I vacuum the floors. You know? And we bought this house because it is exactly the size house we wanted. It was the smallest model at the time that had a den.
We wanted something smaller. We wanted to scale down. We fell in love with the floor plan. It was perfect for us.
We had a big house, 5 bedrooms, kids are gone, big yard, and that was enough of that. And I said, I do not want to mow this yard one more time.
We didn't have a lot of decision to make because we knew that we wanted a view of the golf course. And when we came along, that was the last lot that was left. And the house that they said would be the best house to put on that, which was the largest house they could put on it, was the Meridian. And ironically, we actually did like that style of house very much.
We bought the first lot in Vashon. We were going on a 3.5-month sailing trip to Alaska, and we signed the papers the day before we left. We wanted them to open up Vashon, and they kept waiting, and they did. They opened it, we bought the lot, and we took off for Alaska, and when we came home, the house was partly built, so it was kind of nice, just not even being around watching it.
Oh, of course, I went to the design center, yes, yeah.
We did go to the design center, and that was so
fun.
much fun.
We had a lot of help.
We went to the design center. We had one day to do that, and my wife picked out most of the options and got a lot of nice options. We've enjoyed them.
It was an intense day because you sat down and pick out all of these things for you, and we'd never done it before. I mean, this is the first time she ever got to sit down in a house and say, okay, here's everything I want in this house.
I like the fact that we only had one day, though. I've built other homes, and you can spend months trying to make those decisions, but they made it very easy with the designer.
We made the decision, to upgrade certain things, flooring and carpeting and the countertops. And
They had asked us to take pictures so that we would give them an idea of what our expectations were, and also to bring in color samples. So we brought in pillows, fabrics. Our designer just pulled out these things, and we're going, perfect, that's exactly what we want, and it went beautifully.
The design center here could lay out everything right in front of you, so you didn't have trouble coordinating a whole house in, I think we were there, 3 or 4 hours?
It was a great experience. They, the gals that helped us at the time were there for everything, and they were so nice because there were things we would have picked out, and she made a display and made us quickly realize that maybe we needed to rethink some of our ideas. So they were very, very helpful.
I pretty much knew what I wanted. And I have to say, though, they were very good. They did say, did I have any preconceived ideas? If I didn't, then they could have done the whole house for me. And the ideas that I did have, they were able to make them come to fruition.
We're so happy with our house. We love everything exactly the way it is. I wouldn't change a thing, at least not yet.
It's kind of scary for me. Every time she talks about something, it involves me somehow, where I do something.
You're so handy, of course.
I couldn't ask for better neighbors.
Oh, the neighbors are awesome. I have to say I have not met anyone that I don't like.
Neighbors very kindly and beautiful people.
Actually, my next door neighbor is my best friend. Yeah, everybody's so friendly.
I love the camaraderie between our neighbors.
We have kind of a nice network, I think, of people who kind of look out for other people.
The neighborhoods seem like kind of like when you were back in a kid, living in a smaller area. You tended to know all your neighbors.
We have absolutely fabulous neighbors. They came over instantly, introduced themselves.
Our old neighborhood, we barely knew the neighbors. And here, you can find out what's going on just by walking out your front door, and it's like, oh, there's a potluck tonight. And off you go. The day we were unpacking our boxes, somebody came by and said, there's a potluck for newcomers. And we said, well, we didn't know. Well, we don't have anything to bring. You don't need to. Just come on over. So we flattened the boxes and came over and ate dinner. So I don't think we've ever lived anywhere where it was quite like that.
Yeah, I feel very safe here.
If you don't see somebody for just a few days, it's a question of, well, have you seen them? Have you seen them? What's going on? So someone's going to knock on your door or pick up the phone and say, where have you been? We've not seen you for a few days.
One of the really cool things about this is you can just lock your house up and bail. You can get out, leave for a month, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever you want to do. Just give the keys to a neighbor and your lawn gets mowed, everything's taken care of, and when you come back, you move back into your house and 2 days later it's like you were never gone.
Marlene and I travel a lot, just like Bill and Karen, and we just tell our neighbors that we're going to be gone, and they look into the place, take care of it, take care of the newspapers for us, anything that comes along, and they're real vigilant about that.
Oh, yes, it's will you feed the cat, will you feed the dog, and will you come and feed my plants?
My neighbors, actually, she takes care of our dog, and we don't have to worry about anything, and everyone does look out for everyone else.
Oh, yes. I mean, we have a lot of people here who do go away for the winter. They have homes down south, and interestingly enough, a lot of those people now, because they love it here so much, they're selling those homes down south to stay here all year round.
Golf.
Play golf.
You know, you could be playing golf in 15 minutes.
We enjoy golf very much. We're fortunate to live on the second fairway.
That's our house, right over there.
I don't know if we're fortunate. There's a lot of golf balls coming in the yard.
We actually have one sitting in our pond right now.
We're not good golfers, but the nice thing about it is there's all kinds of golfers here at Jubilee.
We play on the links, which surrounds Jubilee right here. The links is a Class A course. I mean, it's really well done, well manicured, well taken care of, and it's a fine course to play. And then we also play at the Woodlands, which is also an excellent course. And
we've got the 2 golf courses right out here, and you can go buy an Okie card, and you get a really pretty good deal with the Okie card as far as rounds you play out here. You get a discount every time you play. But there's a bunch of us that go play over at Capital City, where if you're 55 or over, you can buy the senior mega card, and it entitles you to half-price senior green fees, half-price carts, half-price range balls, and 2-for-1 entrees at the restaurant. So you can go over there on Wednesday, you can eat breakfast, play golf, eat lunch for 25 bucks. If you don't drink a ton of beer.
We play pretty much every day. And July, the weather over here, July, August, and September, and October, it's just like a heaven.
There's always somebody to golf with. Whether you work or not, or if you're completely retired, you can always golf here. There's the Monday morning Jubilee women's golf.
And of course, we golf, and that's fun, but then we go to lunch up at the clubhouse afterward, and that's probably the most fun.
Then there's up here Tuesday golf with the Hawks Prairie group.
we have men's golf every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock.
There's always somebody to golf with. Always.
Like I say, you can get a golf game together in about 30 seconds, which makes me really happy.
If you just want to golf, believe me, this is the best place to golf. And because of golf, you'll meet a lot of other people and be involved in a lot of other things. So it's really great.
It was a good shot. It went straight. There's always golfing, and it's number one on our list. Next to wine tasting, hiking, everything else.
Tap dancing is one of my favorites.
Tap dancing is so much fun.
We're having a blast. We truly are.
And it's terrific exercise. And probably the most fun is the friendships you make with the other tappers.
The tap classes started rather tentatively, but I tell you now, we all are there 15 minutes early, and We have a couple of pairs of shoes, and we've bought new outfits to practice in.
And fishnet hose. Oh, yes, the fishnet hose.
They get pretty racy.
I think the men were pleasantly surprised, though. My husband was taking pictures and smiling from ear to ear.
Not many of us have tapped before. I have done ballet before, but my ballet teacher would never let me tap as a child. That was forbidden. And so, being the person I am, I always wanted to do tap dancing. Came to Jubilee, and they were starting tap dancing lessons. And we came along, and we thought that we're just going to do a little bit of exercising and have a little bit of fun. And now we're
learning all different kinds of steps and skills, and we're starting to go on gigs.
Yes, we are called the Jubilettes.
We're not going down to the Palladium yet. We're not being invited to go to Vegas, but just locally to a lot of the senior places, basically.
And everyone's just so happy that we can actually do something that we did as children. Now we're doing it as retirees. And no one seems intimidated. Everyone's just enjoying themselves and having a really great time.
And it's become so popular, they're actually starting another class in September.
Yeah, I'm retired, but I'm so busy.
You could be busy all day long, every day.
You should see our calendar. It's booked up.
We are so busy, every day is scheduled.
It really keeps all of us young at heart.
Our life right now, any reason to play, regardless of what it is, outweighs any reason to do any work.
Well, I like to start the day with either a swim or a brisk walk or run.
We still are in the habit of getting up early in the morning. And if we're not in the workout room working out, we're out running or taking really, really long walks. The other day we walked 7 miles just to go have a cup of coffee, but we enjoyed that. And it was nice. It's safe around here, and you just really feel good. It's just a beautiful place to be.
I have to pick and choose what I can do, and there's plenty to do.
I do water aerobics. We jump around to music and have a good time.
When your grandkids come, you can have them go into the pool with you.
We are extremely active. We have a very active social committee, which I've been on this past year. We have dances on a regular basis. We have tap dancing. As you can see, we have pool here. And we have cards.
Pinochle.
Poker. I play poker twice a week.
We play the bridge.
Well, there are the different card groups. They have the dances and the potlucks, and there's an RV group and a Bible group and a book group.
The Jubilee Supper Club.
We do play bocce.
Bocce's a lot of fun. I had never played before I came here. If you had asked me what bocce was, I had no idea.
Well, bocce ball is an Italian game, and you have a yellow ball, which is called a pollina, and you throw that out, and then you have 2 teams with different color balls, and whoever gets the closest to the yellow ball, the pollina, gets the points.
Oh my goodness, if you can't pick that up in 10 minutes, there's something wrong with you. It's easy.
Anybody shows up that wants to, and we try to accommodate everybody that comes to play.
The nice thing about bocce is that can be, if you're not feeling so good, you can still play bocce.
The lodge is kind of the center of activities, but there's so many other things going on besides it that it's nothing to get a call and say, come on over for a barbecue, and
Right.
It's going on all the time. We do a lot outside.
Sea kayaking, there's canoeing, there's fishing, clamming, you name it.
You don't have to leave. You don't have to have a car.
If you need a ride,